Tammy Baldwin from Madison, Wisconsin. On election night, when they announced that I had won the race in November of 2012, I made remarks, as one always does at a victory celebration, and I said that I was aware that we had made history, but that I really ran to make a difference. And I'm reminded of that a lot because you can't separate the two. Not only was I the first woman elected to the United States Senate from the state of Wisconsin, but the first openly LGBT senator in U.S. history. And I understood the symbolism, the capacity to be a role model, but I also knew that this extraordinary opportunity needed to be utilized to make progress and make a difference in people's lives. So I first came out in college and was very, very interested in public service, maybe running for political office. And as I was coming out, I feared that I would face this choice, a choice between doing what I really wanted to do, but potentially keeping a secret, being in the closet, or living my life honestly and openly, but not being able to pursue the field of my dreams. Fortunately, I had some extraordinary role models, mentors, who helped me come to the decision that I could do both, that I could run for office and I could be out. And I did so, first running for the Dane County Board in 1986. At the time I won my election, there were fewer than 24 openly LGBT elected officials in the world that we knew of. I remember the first time I had the honor of attending a gathering of openly LGBT elected officials in the fall of 1986, and the 14 or so of us who convened provided this extraordinary support group, for lack of a better word. Now this same organization of openly LGBT elected and appointed officials has grown. It was an extraordinary time for growing visibility, for seeing the movement develop and mature, and seeing people in amazing acts of courage come out and be themselves and be public about who they are and who they love. As I think about what we celebrate during Pride Month, it's the culmination of all of that, and then the recognition of how far we still have to go. Our next huge legislative fight is to pass the Equality Act. That's clearly an enormous objective that's going to take a lot of effort, because we know that across the United States there are still many people in the LGBTQ community who live in jurisdictions with no protections for non-discrimination. We're in a period of doubt and concern about whether there may be attempts to peel back some of the hard-fought victories. And yet we also know as an LGBT community that the greatest length of history has been when we're fighting to make progress. We're up to the task. Happy Pride Month, everybody.